Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today's topic is going to be unapplied knowledge is useless. So I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to let you guys listen. The birds are out in full force. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. Fill your lungs with something positive. Exhale the negative. Breathe in the nature. Exhale the indoor living. All right. So, unapplied knowledge is useless. So, essentially, many of us in the TMS world, we can do a deep dive into the studying, listening to podcast after podcast, video after video, reading books, and I've had people, absolutely message me or email me, say, Dan, I've read this book, and that book. What book should I read next? I'm saying, okay, well, what are you doing with the information you've already learned? And they're going, well, I don't know. This isn't working for me yet, so I need to learn more, right? And so, unapplied knowledge is useless. Basically, all the knowledge in the world is not going to get you better if you don't start to absorb some of the concepts and implement them in your life. So what the heck am I talking about there? You're like, all right, Dan, what do I do? And people who have read Sarno will read the book and go, it's 191 pages of what TMS is and page and a half of what to do. Talk to your brain, think psychologically, reject the physical, Stop physical treatments. Okay, well, I'm doing that. I'm talking to my brain. I'm not getting any better. Maybe I'm not talking to my brain correctly. Or, it's all about repressed emotions. But I don't like my emotions. I've tried to journal. I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it. Or, there's any number of things that are suggested. And I will admit, the TMS world, the TMS coaching world, the practitioners, there's many of us out there now. And sometimes we differ in opinions. There's different programs, there's different approaches. Well, some people say to do this, some people say to do that. And it can be very overwhelming. Absolutely can be overwhelming. But I will tell you, learning is just one aspect of this process of recovery. Yes, knowledge is critical, it's foundational. You gotta have it, because if you don't understand TMS and you don't understand that the core message of TMS is you're not broken, there's nothing to fix, you just need to teach your brain, all right? And a lot of people talk about the word healing, and there's this mythical, mysterious, how do I heal myself from TMS? And how do I heal my nervous system? How do I heal my emotions? And I don't buy into the healing concept. I don't think there's anything to heal. I don't think you're broken. I think you've got TMS, which means too much stress, combined with TMT, too much thinking, TMF, too much fear, creates this response in the nervous system. Is it as a result of repressed emotions? That's a part of it. Is it a result of some message that your body is trying to sell you? That may be a part of it. But how do we know what the message is? As long as we're hurt, we're missing the message, or we're ignoring the message. And if it's about repressed emotions, maybe I haven't found them yet. I got to keep digging, looking back into my past. I think it's more of a response in the body as a result of too much stress, thinking, fear. Our nervous system reaches a boiling point throughout our life. It becomes more and more sensitive, hyper vigilant. And, I'm not convinced that we need to heal anything. But what we want to do is teach the brain that I'm actually okay. I'm safe in my body, my emotions, my thoughts, and the things that are within my control. I'm safe. That doesn't mean the world is a perfect place and that there's not a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on with the pandemic and politics and everything else that in the world that's outside of our control, but in the realm of what's within our influence, our thinking, our emotions, our body. Yeah, we're safe. That's what TMS means. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. Go live your life. And that's actually a Sarno quote. He used to tell people that when they were leaving his office after an appointment. He'd say, go live your life. There's nothing wrong with you. He was a bit abrupt about it, but I heard a lot of funny stories about him as a practitioner. So, unapplied knowledge is useless. If all you do is read the book, you're not going to get anywhere. And frankly, just watching my daily videos, yes, some people are getting better, but I can guarantee you the people that are getting better are the ones that are trying to institute some of these concepts into their daily life. All right, so what do I suggest? Yes, knowledge is key. Acceptance that TMS is the cause of your symptoms. That's really important. Those are some foundational things. Deciding that emotions are okay, they're safe to feel. And here's where we actually do something, right? I think we need to become aware of our emotional state and feel the emotions, because if we don't and we just push them away, they're going to accumulate and build up, and the emotional energy builds up and can spill over and create some symptoms. Those can be perceived as danger signals by the brain and kind of create things or cause things to flare. So yes, be aware of your emotional state and feel your emotions. Be aware of your physical state. If you're all tense and tight, relax, breathe, let your shoulders down, relax your muscles intentionally. Be aware of your mental state. When your mental process, your thinking process is going off the rails and you're in that freak out zone, take a chill pill and say, I don't have to believe those thoughts. They're not necessarily true. They're definitely not helpful. So we don't have to fix our thoughts. We don't have to change them to positive. We don't have to reframe them and fix them. We don't have to stop thinking negatively, because that's virtually impossible to do. We're going to have negative thoughts. But you don't have to take them so seriously. That leads me to the mindset. Try to take a mindset of, okay, so I'm hurting again today, no big deal. I hurt yesterday, and for however many days before that, I've survived every single one of those bad days. I'll survive today too, so I don't care. No big deal. It's a good message of safety to the brain. And if you can't be indifferent, if you can't take the I don't care, whatever attitude, at least don't freak out. Because freak out absolutely teaches the brain that you're in danger. Help me, I'm being attacked. And the middle ground is reassuring yourself. And I know some people have commented and they've said, Dan, I'm sorry, but with all my past traumas, patting myself on the arm and saying, it's okay, you're going to be good, isn't enough. And if that's the perception of everything that I've been sharing every single day, is that all I'm telling you to do is pat yourself on the shoulder and say, I'm okay, you're missing the point. It goes deeper than that. It's knowledge, it's acceptance, it's belief that you can get well, it's feeling emotions, it's, noticing and soothing your body physically, using your brain to say, I don't have to buy into that. You use cognitive, intelligent reassurance to say, I'm actually okay. I am okay. And when you combine that with a nice, relaxed body, the brain gets the message a heck of a lot faster than if you're walking around just saying the intelligent, logic, fact-based TMS, information. So it's not rocket science, but you do have to actually do something. Learning is just one aspect. Knowledge is just one aspect of the things I've just talked about. And if you're not going to apply it, it's going to be really hard for your brain to learn that you're okay. Because book-based knowledge, look, I know you've read about book cures. I know Sarno's even written about them, and other people have written about book cures, and everybody goes, that's what I want. How come that hasn't happened for me? Damn it. Well, I think book cures happen because those are the type of people that they read the book and they go, oh my God, I'm not broken. And what happens to their fear? Shoo, drops to the floor, and then they shift their attention back to living their life. And the brain quickly goes, wait, what? you're not worried about your pain anymore? And they're like, nah, I'm good. I know there's nothing wrong. And they go on with their life, and the brain quickly gets a message. I'm not suggesting it's that easy for all of us. It's definitely not. Book cures are a fraction of a percent. Please don't compare yourself to that and get discouraged that you're not one of the book curers. I wasn't either. And I've read plenty of books. So, listen, unapplied knowledge is useless. Start applying the concepts. Unapplied, even just watching my videos every day, isn't really going to get you there if you don't start taking some of this stuff on for yourself and convincing your brain, teaching your brain that you're okay. We do actually need to take some action steps to learn and to teach our brain to settle down this whole system. You know, I think the daily messages that I put out there create a daily message of safety, which is a really useful thing, which is why I'm so humbled. So many people saying that, Dan, I've been watching your videos for this amount of time and already my pain is better or my pain is gone. You've really helped me flip the script here and get better. So, yes, consistent messages of safety are fine. And that's the thing. You know, unapplied knowledge is useless. But it's really important not to let the message fall off. So you might read Sarno and you might go, this really makes sense. And for a few days you're confident. A few days maybe your pain comes down a little bit. But then you don't do anything else and you think, okay, I've got it. But then the concepts that you've read about become a little bit more and more distant. What happens to the brain is we don't remind ourselves of what's going on. It tends to loosen up and let those things go. And, you know, a month later, 2 months later, you don't really even remember what you read in the book. You just have this general concept of, you know, what TMS is. So, implement some stuff. You know, if you're not watching my videos daily, I'll encourage you to. I'm not saying, you know, this is the gold standard of TMS help. But a lot of people seem to like the videos and they make them feel better and start off the day with a really good correct mindset and approach. So implement. Actually do something here. Don't just learn. And what you'll find is when you actually start implementing, when you start noticing my body's tense and breathe and relaxing and teaching yourself and reassuring yourself of the intelligent, fact-based TMS knowledge you've already gained, and combine that with a nice relaxed body and just making sure you know, I'm okay, my body's all right. Things start improving. The brain will get the message, and when the brain gets a message, these symptoms can start to fade away. So, I love you guys and gals. Happy weekend. It is a Saturday, so welcome to the weekend. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.